am I? No, it's slipping away. All of it. No, I don't want to forget. Please, please. Mona. Right, Mona. And there was... Mona, and... Who was he? Who was he? Who am I? Who the fuck am I? Who am I? Who am I? Please, who am I? Shit. Fucking piece of...
Morning, Goro.
Good morning.
That scent, it's really nice. Is that the aroma set Lady Anne gave you?
Servant as ever, Morgana.
You seem... upset. Everything all right?
I'm merely contemplating the complexities of cohabitation and its murderous impulses.
Murderous? Whose murder are we talking about here?
Consider this a friendly warning. Should you decide to grace our bathroom carpet with your vomit once more, do me the courtesy of informing me before my bare feet make the unfortunate discovery.
I think a brisk walk is in order. Could clear the air, so to speak.
An astute decision. So, you've been feeling like something's not quite right with Hifumi-san. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, it's like... I don't know, man. I mean, I like her, you know? She's great, really. Smart, pretty, all that, but it just feels off somehow.
Off how?
It's like... we don't really click. She's not into any of the stuff I am, and when I try to get into her shogi thing, it feels like I'm just an annoyance.
Relationships should enhance your life, not complicate it. There needs to be a deeper connection. Do you feel that connection with her?
That's just it. I thought I did, but now I'm not so sure.
Have you considered being honest with her about how you feel?
Yeah, I've thought about it. Just don't want to hurt her, you know. But you're right. It's not fair to keep going like this without talking it out. Plus, with all those thoughts, I can't keep my head in the game with the next tournament coming up. Even my team's noticed I'm off my game lately. If I don't get my act together, I could lose my scholarship, and that would be bad. Really bad for my mom. I can't let her down.
I think it's a bit misguided to shoulder all the responsibility for your mother's situation. The blame lies with your father, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess. But she's done so much for me, you know? Skipped out on a lot, just so I could have everything I needed. Did Akira tell you about what I was like before joining the track team at school?
Not in detail, but let me guess, you were quite the troublemaker?
You could say that. It was like all the anger I couldn't take out on my dad got redirected at the world. I'd snap at anything, always looking for a fight. I wasn't exactly what you'd call friendly. Even with Anne, it was more wrestling than actually hanging out back in middle school.
Really? But didn't you claim you've never actually been in a fight before?
Did I say that? Weird. Now that I think about it, I can't really recall any real fights. But yeah, I was in a bad spot. Without Kamoshida and the track team, I might have ended up a real thug selling drugs or something just to help out my mom.
Thanks to Kamoshida, not Akira.
What's he got to do with anything?
I was under the impression that you two were close. Best friends, even.
Yeah, I thought so too, but I stopped deluding myself a while ago. Dude doesn't give a shit about me.
Considering everything, it's peculiar, isn't it? The way Akira's demeanor shifted so drastically. Have you ever stopped to wonder why?
Yeah, I noticed. Dude's been acting way off, and honestly, it feels like a slap in the face. We used to hang all the time, but now? It's like he doesn't care about anything that's not you.
It's complicated, and it's not healthy, not for him or those around him.
Yeah, I agree, but it's not like I haven't tried, you know? If he's just gonna blow us off for you, what's the point? It just feels like our friendship was just pretending or something. I don't know why, but it's effed up.
Why do you think he was so different before?
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. One day he's all buddy-buddy, and the next it's like he's a completely different person. You tell me, Akichi, why the sudden change?
Let's hypothesize for a moment. Suppose Akira acted with patience, offered a listening ear, and stood as a pillar of confidence, not for his sake, but for everyone else's, to be the support everyone needed. What then do you think he received in return for all those efforts?
Well, we all trusted him, relied on him. We got his back. He was our friend. He could count on us for anything he needed.
Are you sure about that? He helped you, but did you truly help him? Or consider his own choices? Have you ever stopped to consider what he wanted?
Well, when you put it like that, he never seemed to really want anything. He was always quiet, listening and helping out. Yeah, that's kind of weird, now that I think about it. I don't know much about him, compared to what he knows about me.
That's my point. What if he hid himself and his own needs just to please you and the others? Maybe the fact that he helped everyone wasn't what he truly wanted, but more that he never saw any other alternative to be seen, to feel worthy of your friendships.
But that's just sad, man. You're saying he was pretending the whole time, even with us?
More like amplifying certain aspects of himself for the sake of the group. It's not uncommon. People often play roles they think are expected of them, especially in tight-knit groups like yours.
But why shut us out now? If he cared enough to do all that, why stop?
Perhaps because he's tired, Ryuji. Tired of the expectations, the roles, the constant need to be someone he's not.
And you think we pushed him to this? That it's our fault?
Not intentionally, of course, but in trying to be everything for everyone, maybe Akira has lost sight of his own needs.
But wait, if Akira was just putting on an act, being all nice and helpful, how do I know you're not doing the same? Last year, you were all polite and proper with everyone, keeping your distance. You never really seemed to care, just there, smiling and all, only being buddies with Akira. But now, suddenly, you want to be pals with everyone? Isn't that the exact same thing, but the other way around?
That's a fair question, and I won't lie to you. Everyone has their own reasons for doing things. My behavior last year, it was, calculated. I'll give you that. I suppose I'm trying to change, even if I don't know if I'm doing it right.
So, what? You're saying you're trying to be friends with us for real now? What changed?
I've come to realize that connections, relationships, they're more potent than just stepping stones. They're vital. They make us stronger.
You're reaching out because you think it'll make you stronger? Nothing else?
Isn't it the point of friendships to get stronger together?
Nah, Akichi, I don't think you're getting it, man. It's nothing to do with what we get out of hanging with someone. It's not a transaction.
Yeah? Explain then.
It's like, I don't choose to be friends with someone because of what they can do for me or how they make me stronger or whatever. It's about how they make me feel, you know?
Sounds like the kind of brainless sentimentality Akira could come up with.
It ain't brainless, it's just how it is. I don't hang out with you because I think it's gonna pay off down the line. I do it because I like you.
You... Like me?
Yeah, of course. You're a smartass, sure, but you're also right a lot of the time. You're funny, you're interesting, and, you know, we get along well, no? You push me to be better, not just with girls or whatever, but in life. And when you talk about your mom and your past, it feels relatable, comforting, you know? Like I'm less alone in my situation. That's not something I'm looking to exploit. I enjoy hanging out with you because you're a good guy. You make me laugh, you make me think, and yeah, sometimes you make me want to punch you in the arm, but that's all part of it.
I see.
That's just it, man. You can't calculate everything. Some things, like friendship, they happen because they feel right. That's all there is to it. What's with that face? You don't agree?
You don't really like me, Ryuji. You just appreciate the advice I give you. Our conversations revolve around your problems with girls or Hifumi. That's hardly a basis for genuine liking.
I do that? Man, I didn't realize. Guess it's 'cause I look up to you a lot. You're almost perfect in every field. No wonder Akira prefers you over us now that I think about it.
Don't make the same mistake with me that you did with Akira. If you truly knew me, you wouldn't speak so highly.
Why? You've been a positive influence on me, though.
And what if I only tell you what you want to hear? What if I'm just pretending, just like Akira?
Well, then you're both messed up. I don't get it, man. Why pretend? Just be yourself. Sure, some might not like you, but at least you'll know who's sticking around for the real you. It's better than never knowing, ain't it?
It's not always that simple.
Yeah, but for someone who's always talking about freedom and letting people make their own choices, doesn't lying to them all the time kind of rob them of that? If they can't see the real you, they aren't free to choose, you know?
I hadn't considered it quite like that.
And look, if pretending ends up like Akira's total switch-up, I'd rather know who I'm dealing with from the start. Getting hurt because you thought someone was different. That sucks, man. It's about basic respect, ain't it? Letting people see the real you and decide for themselves.
You make a surprisingly compelling argument. For once.
Dude, not everyone's gonna like you, and that's fine. But the people who do, they're gonna be there for the real deal, not some made-up version. Isn't that worth the risk?
Given what you've just said, how would you feel if you found out I had done terrible things in the past? What if I told you I hurt people, or worse, killed them? Would you still feel the same way about me?
Dude, killing people?
Hypothetically speaking, how would you feel about it?
Well, that's not something you just brush off, you know? I ain't gonna lie and say something like, "Oh, it's all good," or "I'd still like you no matter what." That'd be bull. If you did stuff like that, it'd change things for sure. It's not something I can just ignore. I think I'd want to know why. Why you did those things. Like, if you had to in your police job, like some criminal scum threatening you, self-defense and shit. Would depend, I guess.
Not in self-defense. I'm talking about murder. Planned, real assassination.
Man, I'd be lying if I said it wouldn't bother me, because it would. A lot.
It would, wouldn't it? Who would befriend a murderer?
Yeah, but even if you always had this kind of mysterious aura around you, you don't look like the type who'd just kill people in cold blood. I don't know where your doubts come from, but if it's just to understand how friendship works, then I guess... I know people can change. I've seen it. So, would I still like you? I don't know, man. It'd depend on a lot of stuff, like who you are now, if you're trying to make things right, stuff like that.
I see. Your honesty is, refreshing, if not entirely comforting.
Sorry, man, but you asked for it. I can't just say it'd be okay without really thinking about it. But I also know the Akechi I'm talking to right now. And he's someone I consider a friend. Guess what I'm trying to say is, people are more than the worst things they've done. But, yeah, it'd be complicated. What about you?
What do you mean?
Same question, duh. You'd still hang out with me if I'd kill people? Since you're a cop and all.
Why on earth would you kill someone?
I don't know. Why would you?
Reasons are numerous, I assure you. This world is full of injustices that the legal system fails to address adequately.
Yeah, well, I can't say I've never had really bad thoughts about getting back at my dad. The way he treated us, he doesn't deserve to just live his life like nothing happened. In another life, who knows? Maybe I would have acted on that hate. You can relate, right? With your own dad and everything.
Indeed. I can relate more than you might think. The line between thought and action is thinner than most realize. To answer your question, yes, I suppose I would still enjoy your company, even if you had acted on those impulses.
For real? No questions asked?
Yes, for real. But not because I take such actions lightly. Rather, because I understand the complexity of human emotions and the depths of despair that can drive one to the brink. I've lived it. Who am I to judge you for hypotheticals, when I myself am far from blameless?
Yeah, sounds like you've thought about this a lot. Now that I think about it, you had some guts to go and try to reach your father. Knowing he left you and your mom, I don't think I'd ever want to do that. Wasn't that a bit like begging for a beating?
Well, you still have your mother. My experience in the foster care system drastically lowered my standards for what I was entitled to in life, I suppose.
Well, shit. I don't know what it's like for foster homes, but it's fucked up that people who accept to take you in just end up treating you like shit anyway.
The first one was a relative. She didn't really have a say. And the others... well, that's in the past now.
You ever got that look? The one that says you're the biggest disappointment on the planet without saying a word? My dad was a pro player at that.
The silent condemnation. I'm familiar with it. As if a single glance could sum up all your worthlessness. In foster homes mostly, but sometimes with my father too. He had a similar way of conveying his disdain. No words needed, just a look that would freeze you on the spot. It was as if every failure of mine was expected, yet still a bitter disappointment.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one I'm talking about. And when he did talk, it was like every word was just meant to cut you down. Made it clear I was nothing but a worthless trash or a burden. Like everything wrong was somehow my fault. Like you gotta earn the right to even exist.
As though the air itself became heavy with disappointment.
It's messed up. Makes you feel like you gotta fight twice as hard for half the respect, you know?
Indeed. That's why it surprised me that you never wished for a caring father.
As I said, all that crap. It made us tougher, didn't it? Made me want to prove I'm more than what he said. more than what he saw in me. Maybe we wouldn't even be friends now without our shitty dads, you and me. Who knows?
Friends, huh?
So... Alright, you said we always talk about my problems. Sorry about that, man. Guess it's kinda my fault. So, what about you? Everything cool with Akira and stuff? How's work going?
It's quite all right, Ryuji. And thank you for asking. Things with Akira are complicated, as always, and work has its ups and downs.
Complicated, huh? Sounds like you two got a lot of drama going on. And work, well, glad to hear it's not all bad. You always seem like the type to handle whatever gets thrown your way.
Drama might be an understatement, but we manage.
Want to talk about it?
It's so complicated. I don't think you can really help, honestly. And the thing is, Akira is barely the tip of the iceberg of my concerns right now, if you really want to know.
Hey, if you ever want to talk about it, like, really talk, I'm here. Not just for advice or anything, but to listen, you know?
You know what? Screw it. I'm just lost, Ryuji. Everything I thought I knew, everything I stood for, it's like it's been flipped on its head.
Yeah? How so?
My therapist got my head spinning with all this talk about truth and reality not being as concrete as we believe. That reality and even our identities are all just about perceptions. That maybe nothing matters and it's all dictated by fate or cause and effect chains.
Huh.
The idea that I might just be a character created for someone else's entertainment, that my existence might be fictional, and that I can't talk about it to anyone because I'm drowning in expectations that I can't meet. And I'm trapped in a path that feels like it's been chosen for me. It's just... people expect me to be strong, to have it all figured out. I envied Akira for so long, but I understand how trapped he must have felt. It's disgusting, suffocating, and I hate everything about it. But I'm so deep into it that I can't just let go. Just like last year. And it's driving me insane. I was fooling myself, thinking I could ever escape being someone's pawn. And now, here I am, doubting everything, feeling like absolute shit because I can't afford to let these doubts show. Even Akira, I'm sure his perception of me is still idealized somehow, like I'm his equal, his rival. But when I act that way, he yearns for the caring lover. Everything gets mixed up and... in the midst of all this mess, the simplest pleasures like this bowl of ramen taste like ashes because I'm not even supposed to be able to enjoy it. I'm not supposed to be there.
Man, Akechi. That's some heavy stuff. I ain't gonna pretend I get all of it, especially that part about being fictional or whatever. And honestly, I think you should change your therapist. But the part about feeling trapped and all that, I get it. More than you might think. I know what it's like to feel like you're stuck on a path someone else chose for you. It sucks, man. It really does. Like, with track, it's like, if I don't give it my all, if I don't make something of myself there, then what am I? Just some nobody who couldn't even do right by his mom after everything she sacrificed. You should do what you do for yourself too, man. Screw all that heavy expectation crap. You're Goro Akichi, and that's gotta be enough. And if it ain't enough for some people, then maybe they're not the ones worth worrying about. So, these ramen taste like ash, huh? Well, that sucks, 'cause mine's pretty damn good. I don't know all the fancy therapist talk or whatever, but you actually opened my eyes on something. Maybe it's time we start figuring out what we want for ourselves. Not because it's expected, but because it's what we actually want.
I would have thought being the track team star would be what you really want, though. Do you have other aspirations?
Yeah, the track's cool and all. I love it, don't get me wrong. But there's more, you know? I always kind of dreamed of something bigger. It's gonna sound dumb, but I've always wanted to be recognized, to be someone people look up to. Not just 'cause I'm good at running in circles on a track. I mean, being a hero, like in those stories where you do something so big, so important, that it changes things for the better, makes people's lives better.
That's not dumb at all, Ryuji. It's quite admirable, actually. Most people are content with just getting by, but you're aspiring for something greater.
Well, to be honest, I'd be lying if I said that part of it isn't about the fame, the glory. Who doesn't want that, right? Guess I always was kind of jealous of you, man. You always made it look like you were born for it, people watching you on TV, recognizing you on the street, all the girls swooning over you, guys looking up to you and everything, or listening to what you have to say.
Jealous of me? Well, fame isn't all it's cracked up to be. I get the desire to be seen as a hero, to have people acknowledge your worth. It's a powerful desire, one that can drive us to great lengths. But trust me, you're already way more than what you give yourself credit for.
Yeah? Well, maybe we're both looking for something we already got, just not in the way we expected. Still, thanks, man. Feels good to share stuff like that, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree.
You've barely touched your bowl, dude, come on.
I've encouraged you to.
What was that, man? I didn't get it.
I said I think I like you too.
Yikes, now you're making it awkward. I didn't want to steal you away from Akira, you know?
I take it back. I hate you. You're an obnoxious, incredibly stupid idiot.
Nah, no taking it back, you tsundere.
I am not a tsundere.
You are 100% a tsundere. It's not like I like you or anything, baka.
Shut up. I hate you.
Liar. Hey bro, thanks for today. Didn't know you were dealing with so much. If I'd known, I wouldn't have dumped all my relationship stuff on you.
No, it's all right. Honestly, your openness and genuineness, it's refreshing. I hope you can sort things out with Hifumi, figure out what you truly want.
Yeah, gonna talk to her, like you said. And, about Akira, you think I should try reaching out?
We should help him socialize more. He can't keep on like this, and he values all of you, even if he's too stubborn to show it. Maybe not a direct confrontation, but getting everyone together again might help.
Like a party?
Potentially, but it should seem natural, not forced. Otherwise, it might push him away.
Anne's birthday is coming up on the 12th of November. Maybe we can do something for that?
Anne's birthday? Perfect. We have a month to plan. Can you coordinate with the others?
Yeah, man. I'll talk to everyone. Make it casual. Just a chance to reconnect. No pressure.
Good. Keep it low-key, and I'll do what I can. Thanks, Ryuji, for today, and for planning this. It means a lot.
Don't worry, I've got your back. Take care, Akechi.
Good evening, Yusuke. How may I help you?
Good evening, Goro. Could you come and join me at the coordinates I'm sending you?
Right now. It's pretty late.
At your earliest convenience. I'll be here for a few more hours. What do you think?
It's bold. Showing this to a police officer. Unsanctioned public art is a crime, Yusuke.
Should I expect the handcuffs then?
For now, consider it a warning. But, hypothetically, if one were to continue this artistic crusade, they might consider a more strategic placement. High traffic areas, prominent billboards, hypothetically, of course.
Of course, purely hypothetical.
We wouldn't want to give the impression that lawlessness is rewarded, would we?
I'll take that under advisement, Detective.